So today, I'm going to continue the discussion. So I have assigned to report the case study number 2, what happened in the Cavite Mutiny, or why that mutiny, or in Tagalog, paghihimagsik, happened in Cavite. So, these events is equally important in the Philippine independence. This is what inspired the national hero, Dr. Jose Rizal, to fight the freedom of our country against the Spanish colonizers. So, the year 1872 is a historic year of two events, the Cavite Mutiny and the martyrdom of the Three Press. Mutiny is a rebellion against authority. Comes from an old verb, mutin, which means revolt. The Cavite Mutiny uprising of military personnel of Fort San Felipe on January 20, 1872. Fort San Felipe is the arsenal or paggahimuon sa mga armas, and mostly the workers there are Filipinos. The cause of their uprising is there were deprived their privileges by the new Governor General, but because of the misconception of the Spaniards, many were killed and executed, including the Gomborza. These events are very important milestone in the Philippines history and have caused ripples throughout times, directly influencing the decisive event of the Philippine Revolution towards the end of the country. So in this case, study number 2, we zoom in the events of 10 Cavite Mutiny, which became a major factor in a weakening of nationalism among the Filipino. So, the mutiny events had a different sides of story and had bothered of respective, supportive by primary sources. So let's start our investigation. Spanish account of the Cavite Mutiny. The documentation of Spanish historian Jose Montero Evidal centered on how the events was an attempt in overthrowing the Spanish government in the Philippines. Although regarded as a historian, his accounts of the mutiny was criticized as woefully biased and drafted for a scholar. So that is according to Jose Montero. People criticize. Why? Because that Jose Montero was Spanish historian and his bias was only for Spanish. So another accounts from the official report written by the Governor General Rafael Escardo implicated the native clergy who were then in the movement towards secularization of parishes. These two accounts collaborated each other. So, okay, according to Governor General Rafael Escardo, the one who planned the mutiny in Cavite was the people case. So as we observe, these two accounts collaborating each other. So in the account of the Cavite primary source, except from Montero's mutiny, the abolition of privileges enjoyed by the laborers of the Cavite arsenal of extension formed the tribute was, according to some, the cause of the insurrection. There were, however, other causes. So according to Montero's account, one of the causes of insurrection or having that mutiny was because of their abolition of privileges of the laborers for the Cavite arsenal. But Monteros also said that there was also other causes of having that insurrection or mutiny in Cavite. The authors of the American policies and the criminal policies of the senseless governor whom the revolutionary government sent to govern the Philippines and put into practice. These ideas were the determining circumstances which gave rise among certain Filipinos the idea of attaining their independence. It was towards this goal that they started to work with the powerful assistance of a certain section of the native clergy who, out of spite towards friars, made common cause with the enemies of the mother country. So, according to the documentary of Montero, the other causes of having mutiny in Cavite was because of the outbreaks of the American policies and what we call the criminal policy of Essence's governor. Actually, the one that have a record by this was Emilio Aguinaldo, as he was said to be the one who governed in the revolutionary government, a Filipino government that opposing the government of Spaniards. At various, but especially in the beginning of year 1872, the authorities received anonymous communication with the information that a great uprising would break out against the Spaniards. The minute the fleet of Cavite left for the south, and that all would be assassinated, including the friars, but nobody gave importance to these notices. So, just from the beginning of 1872, the Spanish had already heard some information or some rumors that there would be a great mutiny or a great breakout that would happen against the Spaniards. And all the Spaniards, even the Spanish friars, would be came. However, they did not give importance on these notices. Primary source excerpts from the official reports of Governor Escardo on the Cavite Mutiny of 1872. It seems definite that the insurrection was motivated and prepared by native clergy, lawyers, and by those known here as abogados. So, according to the official report of Governor Escardo, he directly said that the mutiny or insurrection was prepared by the Filipino priests or Filipino native clergy and Filipino lawyers. So, in the Spaniards' accounts, the mutiny was premeditated on the part of a big conspiracy among educated leaders, mestizos lawyers, and residents of Manila and Cavite. They allegedly planned to liquidate high-rank officers, then kill friars. So, according to them, they were threatened by the Filipinos. No, na patatalsikin sila in the way of the mutiny. In January 20, 1872, the district of Sampaloc celebrated the feast of the Virgin Loreto, come with it were some fireworks display. The Cavitinos mistook this as the signal to the commerce with the attack. So, ani nga panghitabo, niuna daw og attack ang mga Filipino, base sa order ni La Madrid. Naabi nila ang katong fireworks display, signal na to para patyon ang Spanish officers. Then, wala daw niabot ang ilahang backup na taga Manila, maong napildi ang mga Filipino ato that time. So, as a result, the leader of the plot were killed. That's why Father Mariano Gomez, Father Jose Burgos, and Father Jacinto Zamora were tried by a court-martial and sentenced to be executed. On February 17, 1872, the Gamborza were executed by garrote in public to serve as a treat to Filipino, never to attempt to fight the Spaniards again. And that's all. Thank you.